It is day 2 of 3D Printopia 2024. There is so much more for us to cover, so let's just jump right into it. Eric here told me that I have to talk to the hand. We're over here at E-Nable looking at 3D printable prosthetics that you at home can make. And if you're not making prosthetics with your 3D printers for your surrounding community, it's about damn time you solve that. Eric, talk to me about E-Nable project and enabling the future.
Absolutely. So what you're holding there is something called the kinetic arm. That's from a designer in Australia named Matt Botel. They spent about 4 years creating that design. It just came out 2 weeks ago in Australia, and now we have it here.
It's a bend arm, so as you bend it, the hand closes. I'm trying to be careful because I don't know how much I can go for it, but this enables especially younger children that tend to grow like weeds to get prosthetics that fit them reasonably well, rather than having to go through, at least for us in the United States, the definitely perfect insurance and healthcare system in the United States to be able to get prosthetics they can actually afford. So this one is FDM printed, looks like there's some TPU inserts.
There is.
Do you know the average cost to produce an arm like this?
For us to make that arm itself, that's maybe like $15 in plastic, and then a couple of screws and some fishing line. If you wanted to go to a prosthetist, get a professional medical grade device,
Add a few zeros.
yeah.
Something like this is gonna run $15,000 to $20,000 starting price. And this good looking, you're paying probably $30,000 to $40,000 for a prosthetist. The ones that are 3D printed are not technically medical devices.
They're not medical.
They are not medical devices.
They are assistive tools.
That is correct, and that is a very different designation.
Yes.
But you at home can do this for your surrounding community, and you can do it on the cheap. Something that we love to do at 3D Musketeers is we make the fingertips, especially for young girls that want to match their fingernail colors. We will print them out an entire set of phalange tips to match their other hand. And I pride myself in doing over 100 sets of phalange tips a year. That's like something that we love to do. And for those that need something like this, the comfort that you can get from one that is custom made for you, that uses your sizing, it's second to none. It really is.
You've nailed it there with the comfort and customized to the person, right?
Speaking of customized, can we take a look at one that, while it might want to be made out of adamantium, it isn't, unfortunately.
Absolutely. So I think we know who that is. That's all Wolverine.
Was this like an OSHA incident, you know?
Waiting to happen.
Little nail gun or something?
Yeah.
Are those magnetized on?
So they are magnets. So when your parents are around, you can just remove them.
Yeah.
So we are next.
We have a lot of fun when the parents aren't around.
We're right next to the electroplating guy, Hendrix, and he's offered to electroplate these.
Yes.
So we'll have real metal claws. I think he's got some on his channel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Need to have full shiny palladium adamantium metal that would be super cool.
For a 10-year-old, because they're so responsible.
I'm 34 and I want that too.
Yeah.
Wait, could we do it with the Prusa tungsten filament and then plate it so it's actually quite...
I think we could. I got some Prusas sitting in the lab, so I need to get on that next.
Now you guys are also showing off something really cool today.
Yeah.
It's called literally Talk to the Hand. It is a voice-activated hand that, well, if you don't know the phrase, it's from the TV show Inspector Gadget. So, go Gadget, middle finger.
So we got to do,
Damn.
Yep. So, wake up phrase, you've woken it up. Now we can go any of the poses on there.
Go Gadget hand, pinch. What? That is really good.
It's not too shabby.
No, and that works really well for people that don't have the muscle impulses to do an electrical hand, or might not have enough muscle to activate one of the ones that require a joint.
Right.
Whether it is an elbow or a shoulder, or I guess technically even a wrist if they're missing some fingers, because you do have a system for fingers now too. Dude, voice activation is just super freaking cool. It again, enables those that are dealing with very unique disabilities to solve the problems in a meaningful way that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Can we talk about the fingers though?
We can. Let me give you the finger. So
Thank you.
This is called the day digit.
The day digit, okay.
It was designed by myself and one of my students, Caleb. He actually wanted to sign his hand. So this is a 3D scan of his actual limb.
Okay.
We spent about a year developing this. It's a remix of another design that you can find on Printables. And now, as of yesterday, we posted this up on Printables as well. It's a partial prosthetic finger meant for people with congenital limb differences. So somebody born with something different. And it works with the middle knuckle. So as long as you have a middle knuckle, your middle knuckle will bend and push. And this is all mechanically actuated.
It doesn't fit me perfectly, but yeah, it's all mechanically actuated. So you don't run into issues where it can get sloppy over the years, right? It runs smoothly year after year after year. And so especially when you get into your adult years, you can go get a technical prosthetic. However, this gives you better flexibility for what you're trying to do. It's also really freaking cool. And if you end up breaking it, because maybe you're as clumsy as I am and tend to hurt yourself more than you intend to, this is really, really affordable to change out. This one's resin, I believe, right?
It's all resin.
Are they all of them resin?
We found you really do need to use the resin. FDM just doesn't work well.
What about like a powdered nylon, like an SLS MJF?
Potentially, I think that would work even better. I just do not have access to that.
There are lots of services out there. If you do want to find one, let us know in the comments and we'll tell you where to go. But SLS nylon is gonna be a wonderful material for this because it's gonna flex a little bit. It's gonna be crazy abrasion resistant. I love this kind of stuff. This to me is what I wanna see more people doing. I love the trinkets and the dragons and that kind of stuff. But when you're making functional parts, especially when you're solving disabilities for other people or yourself, this to me is what 3D printing is all about. And the E-Nable hands, the old ones like the Raptor.
Oh yeah.
Like the old ones.
Oh yeah, old school.
Are the ones that really got me heavy into 3D printing because it allowed me to help others. And it's not obvious, we like to help people here on the channel. Eric, is there anything else you want to show the folks at home?
The last cool thing about this hand, we're working on parametrically designing it so that actually all you need to do is type in your ring sizes. So if I know the ring sizes of my...
and that's just a diameter.
Yeah, literally go to a jeweler, get ring sizers, figure out how big your ring size is. And this is designed so you can just go buy a silicone wedding ring, stick that in there, and then that's your actual interface to the skin.
And see, that's brilliant. That is using a commercial off the shelf or a COTS item in a 3D printed part in a meaningful way so that you don't have to deal with, because fingers particularly, they will expand and contract quite a bit throughout the day, especially if you eat salty foods or you're dehydrated. Now you just use rings. And the silicone, of course, slip resistant, easy to clean.
Skin safe.
Skin safe, of course,
Low cost.
Very low cost, very, very low cost. I love that implementation. That's the good, melding of the two technologies coming together. That's so cool, Eric. Guys, check out E-Nable. We'll link to them in the description. Let me know in the comments if you were to make stuff like this, if it was, let's go with a superhero or a villain or whatever, who would you want to model the hand off of, right? If you wanted, would you do a Wolverine? Would you do a Dr. Doom? Would you do I've seen the Iron Man ones before. Would you do a Infinity Gauntlet thing? Thanos, yes. I know this kind of stuff. Let us know in those comments. I'd love to know because I really would like to do a proper build of one of these on the channel so you all can see how easy it is to put together an E-Nable hand so you can help fellow makers and awesome people just like us. Eric, thank you so much for showing this off. We have a ton more coverage here at 3D Printopia 2024, so stay tuned. On to the next one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love this stuff. It is so friggin' cool. You all know we love really crazy projects for all the right reasons. And when we spoke to Rob back at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap, he was talking all about the Crooked Crow. And now you have one.
Yes.
Talk about this whatever this is.
Well, I had this at ERF last year,
Okay.
but it wasn't working yet. It
Okay.
was not wired fully, it was not programmed, it was just an inanimate object.
But it just went from a 45 to a 90 or a 180. It just went from a belt printer to a what?
We can print 90 degrees as
Okay.
a standard Voron, because it is a Voron mod.
Okay.
Voron is Russian for crow, or raven, so crooked crow. That's how the name came about. But
All right, that actually makes sense. I was gonna ask about that. That makes a lot of sense.
But
All
we
right.
can print 90 degrees, but because I paid a little bit of attention middle school trig, I can calculate the
Well, that
distance
makes one of us.
between these and the offsets, and then using some math, we can figure out how much we have to lift the gantry to tilt. And so that way, this clipper add-on will work with any printer that's set up like this. If you give it the right dimensions, it'll just calculate it for you. But this way you can print
Bloody brilliant.
90 degrees auto eject, or you can print at 90 all the way up to 45, 50, whatever your printer's physically capable of
So
handling.
literally, you can get any in between of 45 to 90, right?
Yes, or more depending on how you build it. And Bill Steele is actually here talking about, couldn't you technically go the other way too?
You probably could go the other way, but I would like to see you doing something. And so Brendan Builds, hi, you need to do one of these, and I want to see you start running 5-axis stuff on it.
Oh my gosh.
Because it could be, right, well, this is 4. Just 4? I
Um,
don't know, how many axes is this? It's a lot of axes.
if you count the extruder, it's 5.
Well, okay, yeah, but you have 4 independent Z motors, right?
4 dependency motors plus the belt,
Right,
the
right.
XY.
So you could theoretically start printing something, curve it, then curve it back. You could make a standing S with this machine.
You could.
Is there slicers capable of doing that? I have no idea. If you know of any, let us know in the comments. This thing, it just kind of, it boggles the mind, but it tickles in the right way too, you know? It's one of those, it's like, I am both uniquely curious and incredibly afraid of this machine as it does its next traversal from horizontal to 45. That is just, I would just have it do that the entire time. I can see why you're just making maker cubes, because it's so cool. And Rob is also known for the Baby Belt, but you now have a Baby Belt Pro XL, which is, as the name would tell you, bigger.
Yes.
Okay. How much bigger?
Well, it's modular. So you can make
Okay.
it, the default for it that we have so far, it's in development still,
Okay.
but is that you take the standard bed
Uh-huh.
and you add a 100 millimeter spacer in the middle.
Okay.
So you, instead of using 150 millimeter rails, you use 250.
Okay.
And then they also go like this,
Uh-huh.
and so it's another 220 millimeters in length.
So what do you use for your heat bed on that if you want a heat bed? Is it like an Ender 3 heat bed?
I'm using a, on this one, again, it's just a prototype.
Yeah.
It's a really old CR10 Mini. It's like the weird rectangular bed.
Okay.
It's what's in there, and it heats, it works.
I'd love to see one that uses like an Ender 3 size bed, because those parts are cheap and ubiquitous, and it would make for a really large machine that, yeah, belt printers are just cool. And also, big thank you to Rain Motorsports, who actually did get us one of the rail kits for the CR30 that we have. So it appears that belts are going to be part of our theme here in the next year as we look to do a regular Baby Belt Pro, then do a bigger one, and then do this monstrosity of a ridiculously cool machine for all the right reasons, but scares me for all the wrong reasons. I am really excited to see this as it progresses, because I would love to build one of these as a kit. Maybe, are you gonna be working with anybody on the kit? Is like LDO gonna make kits for this thing, or what are you thinking?
Not that I'm aware of.
Would you like that to happen?
That would be cool.
Okay.
That would be super cool. I mean, we just got the kit for the Baby Belt, like, greenlit, and in like a couple weeks, there will be kits for the Baby Belt Pro, which is like,
Through who?
blows my mind. Fabrico.
Fabrico's gonna be doing Baby Belt Pro kits?
Yes.
Well, that's where I'm gonna get one.
There's also another company that's in development too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like Fabrico. They're local-ish to me. They're down in Miami, so.
Hector's awesome. They're an awesome team. Yeah.
Yeah, I always want to walk in there and say, Hector, I need 2 of the big ones.
One of the big ones. But actually, let's make it 2. An area I need it by tonight.
But Rob, this is unreasonably cool.
Well,
Like,
thank
I
you.
saw it and I'm like, okay, it's a belt printer, and then it did its traversal. I'm like, wait, what? That is super cool, because you also have a pretty high Z as well.
Yes.
If you wanted to do a really big part. Dude, that is so cool. So what are the printing dimensions of this?
I haven't fully worked that out.
Okay.
The x-axis has about 150 millimeters of travel.
Okay.
The y has about 220, 250.
Uh-huh.
Z, I don't even remember.
But it's kind of two Z's and...
Yeah, so it gets complicated. But the advantage of this is because it's a Voron mod, you can make any size Voron and just slap these parts in.
That means I have to make another Voron. But hey, at least Steve Build showed me how to do the actual belts. I really am looking forward to doing stuff like this because this is like, so we can do a 2.4 style with a flying gantry and we can do a belt printer, but what if we just, you know, gave him 7 minutes in heaven? What happens? What happens? And well, you get teen pregnancy. This is what this is. No. You get this ridiculous thing, and it is, when I say ridiculous, I mean it in as loving, insane engineering way as possible.
Well, thanks.
Right? We spoke to an individual, and I said, your machine, I'm coining it out of spite engineering. I think this is out of spite for live streaming, because it is going to be a really cool thing to build, but I am guessing I'm going to have a bear getting it calibrated and running well. So I guess that means we're gonna have Rob on the channel. So if you guys wanna see Rob in a podcast episode where we talk all about the Crooked Crow, the baby belts, and where you even got these ideas from and how all this math actually works, let us know down in those comments below. But check out Rob at Princeps, the baby belt, the Crooked Crow, everything is linked where you know it is. Rob, is there anything else you wanna leave the folks at home with?
No, just thank you so much.
Dude, this has been awesome. I love seeing progress on things. I did not expect this machine to be here. It is both incredibly cool and incredibly frightening at the same time for all the right reasons. Well, we have so much more content to cover here at 3D Printopia 2024. Again, check out Princeps down below in that description. We got to get moving on to the next one. We'll see you there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Grant.
All right, Cookie Catastrophe, you have 35 seconds to solve the puzzle.
Okay.
Each bucket has the same pieces in it. You get to choose your color.
I'm
There
using
you go.
green.
You ready? Using green.
Using
now,
green.
When you're ready to start, you're gonna hit the start button. When you get all the pieces in place, you wanna hit the stop button before anything happens.
35 seconds.
35 seconds. Hit it when you're ready.
All right.
And don't pick up a piece and get it close before you hit the button. That's not gonna work.
Oh, now we're changing the rules. Now we're over at Cookiecad. We're gonna be checking out this
I
awesome
know.
thing that Mitch 3D put together, Mr. Backpack Printer himself. Oh, Mitch, okay.
And here we go, guys. All right, so you can see how he's studying the parts. He studies them really, really well.
Oh, crap, that
And
goes there.
You can tell he memorized what the board looked like
Yeah,
before he started.
I've memorized
It's
everything.
all right there in his brain. He's
It's
holding
all
tight
in the
to
brain
it.
box. It's all in the
This
brain
is like
box.
his podcast. When you watch his podcast, everything is just off the cuff.
There's that.
And, people
There's
just,
that.
your commentary, how do people feel about it?
That.
No,
that.
he didn't want to have a conversation.
That.
He just wants
No,
to
no, 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 no.
4, 3, 2,
Ah!
1.
Dang, so close.
Good job, guys.
Oh, man.
All right.
That thing's got some push.
It's the air compressor back here.
Yeah.
12-pound air compressor.
This is a really nice, this green apple elixir from Cookiecad. I really like that color. That is super pretty. We've got the sweetest treat in the 3D printing industry, Coco Press, and I guess Ellie as well. We're here talking about the brand new Coco Press 2.0, which brings Clipper to chocolate printing. A bite of Clipper, if you will.
It's the most edible Clipper you've ever seen.
So far.
Maybe not the most edible Kipper, because that's a fish.
Talk about what's new on the Coco Press 2.
So, Coco Press 2 now has a few really cool things. One, as Grant said, it runs Clipper, specifically Danger Clipper. That lets us do some really cool stuff. So we have a removable extruder, so it's hot swappable now.
It uses pogo pins.
It uses pogo pins. It's one button to both electrically and mechanically remove it. It's using the big Tree Tech Hermit Crab. That lets us do a few cool things. One is obviously like transport, storage,
Right.
even cleaning if you end up having a big mess, a little bit easier.
Yep.
But the other thing I'm excited about is we also announced Cocoa Buddy, which is an external heater.
Yep,
So
to preheat the chocolate.
yes, because the chocolate needs 20 minutes to preheat. Now you can have a milk chocolate in the printer and say a white chocolate on the side and basically do a color swap, kind of like a manual filament
A
swap.
multi-material cocoa press that, it's a manual multi-material, but still multi-material technically.
Yeah. The thing I'm most excited about is our new press print UI.
Okay.
So it's built off of Clipper Screen,
Okay.
but looks totally different. And I think it is the best UI on a Clipper printer, hands down. And if anyone has a better one, I want to see it because I love looking at consumer printer UIs.
Now I'm just gonna criticize it when we do B-roll, don't worry.
Yeah, it's still in very much beta.
Oh, there's the excuses. For those who don't know, we're good friends, and if you haven't watched any of our interviews before, this is normal.
We met 5 minutes ago. Anyway, Cocoa Press. It is running Clipper.
Yep.
It has a hot swappable extruder. We have a new press print UI. A lot of smaller changes for assemblability. We want to keep making it easier. We have a whole bunch of tech in here. The SKR Pico, the BTT Pi 1.2, the SKSM, so that will allow it to have safe shutdowns. It
Yep,
gives
I
about
can see the big
15
caps in the back of it.
Yeah, has about 15 or 20 seconds of power
Nice.
once you cut power here. And then the power supply is now auto switching, which is great.
Nice, nice.
Plus, of course, the Hermit Crab and stuff like that.
And here's the great thing about the Cocoa Press, okay? Even if you have a print failure, it's still tasty.
There are no print failures, only pre-success snacks.
That doesn't flow as well as Print Fix Friday. I'm sorry. And you shouldn't
still
be eating
doing that?
plastic. Every time she does it.
Pre-orders for Cocoa Press 2 are open now.
Okay.
We have a $300 discount, so it is $11.99 to pre-order it. It will be, $1,500 again later on. And we'll have upgrade kits from Cocoa Press 1 to 2. They'll be about $250, basically at cost, because we have to replace all the electronics and the screen and everything.
Can I apply my pre-order from a 1 to a 2? Because I never did complete the 1
Yeah.
pre-order.
Yes, you can.
We're working on it. I have a hard time building Vorons.
This printer is easier to build than any Voron.
Okay, so I have cursed the name of Steve Builds a couple of times.
I'm aware you had to be taught how to
He did. He taught me how
wire
to
a belt.
He
The belt
did.
is the same.
Yeah, he taught me how to do that. See now, and I'm a big boy now. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay.
I'm proud of you, Grant.
Yay. Pre-orders are available now at cocopress.com. Check them out. Links will be down below. So if you want to get the sweetest 3D printer on the market currently, you can do so. We have anything new coming up outside? I mean, you just launched a brand new printer, but have we gotten anything else coming out?
Well, we're not coming out with the Cocoa Press 3 next year. I promise. This is not a yearly upgrade cycle. We will have Cocoa Buddy, which is the external heater. And I keep promising Cocoa Press Pro.
Okay.
It's happening.
Okay.
It's done. We just need to do more shipping tests because I've never shipped a fully assembled printer before.
I remember you promising something else for Smurf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a Cocoa Press tool changer. You committed to this.
I believe I said IDEX.
IDEX is fine too.
I might make an IDEX.
Ooh, might. So you
if
promised.
I have
look at
will
this.
be raffling off a Cocoa Press something for
I'll auction off a
Smurf.
Cocoa Press sticker at Smurf. That's something.
I would actually pay more for you to not have a Cocoa Press sticker during
Okay.
your Murph auction.
All right. I've authorized 2 crazy ideas already.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is it. Thank you, Grant. And thank you for watching The Grant Show, starring the one of the Musketeers.
Now, guys, seriously, check out Cocoa Press. Links down in that description.
Doobly-doo.
Or that. That works too. And if you do want to see us build a Cocoa Press, what color should it be? Because there's a really cool Cocoa Press here as well from my buddy Amos. What do you want us to do with ours? Since we have a 5-tool head XL, let's put it to work and have a little bit of fun. That is all we have for you all today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always...
Sorry, I gotta call my loved ones. I'll see you later.
That's not... There's more to it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do I say? my last bit. I've only made like 2,000 videos. It's fine.
Don't forget to be awesome.
It's close. It's close.
Stay awesome.
No, no,
Print.
no,
Awesome.
no,
Be awesome.
no.
Include the word awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
It's 3 words. You got 1.
Awesome. 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 What?
Keep making awesome. Have a good one.
Oh. I watch all of the videos.
All of them, yeah. Every one of them. Never missed a beat.
You're still doing videos?
But I'm still really excited to see. This is why we edit videos.
Yeah. I'm gonna make more work for your editors.
They get paid by the hour. I should have said that to you.
No.